I don't know. Where do we start, man? Where do you want to start, guys? I don't know. Like,
what do you mean? Where do we start? We're starting with your lot. But what are we doing here? Man's talking about journeys and all that. Yeah, you had a journey up the motorway and got absolutely pumped. Yeah, and then your fans are clapping them off. Bro, you lost 4-1. You got that shameless little tramp in on the wing. Yeah, equalise. Yeah, and starts giving it all of that. Yeah, bro, that's your first goal in about 1 goal in 28 games or something to take you from 14th to 13th at that point. Yeah, your club is absolutely buried. Yeah, your Twitter account, yeah, for Man United, whoever runs that, yeah, needs sectioning. Like, real talk. Like, honestly, oh, get well soon, Josh. Yeah, and it's a half face picture of Xerxes and half face of Rasmus. Yeah. Good shift today, Garnacho. Like, what are you talking about? You're 14th, mate. Yeah, and your Twitter account is run by a retard. Like, honestly, I swear down, man, your football club is done. It's finished. It ain't coming back, mate. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
They are finished. I can't lie, yeah. I'm not really one for like the celebration police and that. Yeah, I like to just let people do what they want. But I did think Garnacho's celebration was a little bit strange. You know what I mean? Like, you are in the bottom half of the table. You know what I'm saying? You just equalised, and then he's doing that weird celebration. Your team is cooked. Your manager, I checked on Transfer Mark points per game. He is statistically the worst manager you've had since the 1970s, if you're only including permanent managers. The only one that's worse is Ragnick, but he was, of course, just an interim manager, so he doesn't really count. So big up to him. And this is the thing on Amorim, yeah? It's like, he didn't want to join when he joined, he wanted to come at the end of the year, right? But at the same time, I think was it Norridin was saying it on the match review, it might have been you or Nori, I can't remember who said it now, but like, you have gone backwards, innit, under this manager. And I'm not saying like they sacked the guy already, but this whole thing about having a free pass, like, yeah, to a degree, he gets a little bit of leeway because the players are dead. But at the same time, the bare minimum that should have been expected from this manager is to stay the same as Ten Hag. He's got worse. This guy's got worse. And for 20 minutes in that second half yesterday, when you couldn't even get out your box and Newcastle was toying around with you, you know that, yeah? Like, you know, like you got a cat, yeah, and then you just give it a toy and like you just dangle the toy and the cat's like fucking trying to grab the toy. That's what they was doing to you, bro. You couldn't get out. Yeah, the players, your players, all my days. I genuinely don't think I've ever seen a United team as bad as them players. Them players are absolutely horrendous. The manager cannot coach these players, proven by the fact he's the worst manager since the 1970s.
That's serious problems. That's a cop out, Obi. That's a cop out because remember when Amorim, you know, just started, because it was after the game against you guys. Remember they slapped you man up, and they were like, "Oh, we're getting this guy in. He's coming to United. He's gonna change our fortunes." What was the biggest thing that they sold us on, Man United fans? They said he is a coach. Ten Hag's not a coach, but Amorim is a coach. He knows how to make players better. Can you tell me one instance this season, Saeed, where he's made a player better? One player, please, just throw one out there, because I want to know how good this coach really is. The silence is damning. Please, just stop there. The fact shows enough that he's not doing his job. The manager's not doing his job. And what I didn't like when I was watching the match reaction yesterday, Saeed's like, yeah, I think it's finally time that we accept. What made you think that this game against Newcastle would be the turning point of that? Everyone knew Newcastle was going to slap you up. So why is this game the turning point? I'm genuinely so confused. The turning point should have been 3 months ago when you realized it's been 6 weeks. Nothing's got better. Why is it now Newcastle 5 months later that you've realized that nothing is getting better?
Bro, I don't think he's found the formula. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think the system, right? It's defensive, but we're still leaking in goals. He's relied obviously heavily on Ahmad. Ahmad's been out. That's a big loss. Even you guys can admit that Ahmad was a big loss for the team.
So he took you from 12th to 14th. Wow.
Listen.
And the thing is, he wasn't even on great form before he got injured. He bro.
I was going to say that.
He was balling out, man. Ahmad was a big loss.
Nah. He wasn't on great form before he got injured. Let's be so real, bro.
He was playing well, man.
It's the same thing. I've got the same energy. I said the exact same thing for Jackson and Palmer before they got injured, bro. These guys were not on good form. And same thing as Ahmad. He wasn't playing well. Bro.
Listen, if you got them players, what we got right now, man, if that's not playing well, man, then I don't know what is, but I think for me, you are right. Like that's why I'm not really kind of on the defense right now. I'm not fully like not taking away what you're saying, George, man. I think he has to coach. We're not seeing that coaching right now. Like he's made us worse. Like you have to admit it, statistically, he's made us worse. You know, and that's what kind of hurts me the most is like, I know this guy's a good coach, but we're not seeing it on the football pitch. And ultimately, that's what we've got to see. We're lacking the basics. We're, midfield. I don't know what sort of team we're trying to build right now. Are we possession team? Are we a transitional team? Like, bro, Newcastle yesterday, if they wanted to turn up the gears even more, I think they could have, man. I think that score flattered us yesterday, man. It could have been more, I really think it could have been more. And ultimately, right now, it's Europa League or bust, but really and truly, like, I don't know if it's a lot of it is down to faith in that Europa League. I really do. But in the league, put it in the bag, bro. Like, we're on course for the worst season ever. Like, do you not know that? Like, the worst season ever. Like, how can it get worse than last year, 8th, bro? Now, bro, we're chilling with Tottenham and them, man, there. Like, it's peak. Like, and Wolves could go. Listen, Wolves could be level on points with us. Wolves are fighting relegation the other week. Like, literally, they could be level on points with us, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. I just want the season to end and go into next season with renewed optimism. But right now, I can't lie, bro. It's peak for Amorim.
Do you not think it was a mad risk, though, getting a manager who plays a completely different system to Tenai?
It was. But I think sometimes, that two things can be right. The manager needed to be sacked. But at the same time, the manager right now is doing a very bad job. He is. Like, the numbers don't lie, the stats don't lie.
But he didn't want the job at the time, though.
Yeah, because he knew he can't really do much right now. But then obviously the bank balance said hello, innit? Like, man's getting this big wage to jump in. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's gonna take that job. He goes, yo, this is a job right now that I can't really refuse. It's life-changing money. Listen, United still calling. I'll come. You didn't back him in January enough, man. Like, you can't. City got how much money did City spend in January?
175.
But Saeed, that's irrelevant. David Moyes took over at Everton after this guy and has won more football matches at Everton, and he ain't had any of his players. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, no, but the thing is, though, I think like Everton with David Moyes, he's more experienced, and I feel like he can maybe graft at that level. Amorim ain't got that level.
So basically, what you're saying is Ruben Amorim done 419 on your club, because you just said that he accepted the job because his bank account looked good. I mean, if his bank account looked good, he brought in, never gave you the service that was provided. Yeah. He still continued to be bad. He basically scammed your club. Is that what you're saying?
He scammed the club, because I do believe he can become a good manager at United, but right now, it is looking a bit crazy. Like,
where's that belief come from, though? You believe from where? What have you seen to believe?
I think for me, like, I do believe with back in the summer, he can show a bit more of his style. Listen, you got to understand that the player quality at Man United is very, very poor at the minute. Let's be honest. Like, yes, cool, tactically, we are poor and whatever, but you got to remember, a lot of it is down to player quality. It is
absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Yes,
nonsense. They were 4 points off. They were 4 points off top 4 when he got the job.
Yes.
So it's nothing to do with the players, is it?
Partly it is because they finished 8th last year as well. A lot of these players.
Yeah. Now where are you? 14th.
Yeah, we have got worse.
So exactly. So it's nothing to do with the players. The players ain't good enough to win the league. We already know this.
It is. There's a lot.
But they're not good. They're better than being 14th. They're better than being 8th. We know that as well.
I think he's looked at them players before. I can work with them players, and I think they're good. He's then realised they're shit, and he's actually struggling to make.
What he's done, Saeed, is he's been stubborn and refuses to change the formation that is unique to anyone in the world. Like, he's the only manager that plays that version of it.
Apparently, they told him though to do that though. When it's Saeed, that's what you said on the match reaction.
No, I think ultimately you got to remember, like they came in, they believed in his idea. They said, right, we want to play the system. Dan Ashworth was rumored to not be against that. Therefore, he was sacked in that process. And listen, they've given him the keys to do what he wants to do and build his style and his formation. And he said, you know what? I'm going to stick by this. I don't personally think it's a formation issue. I think it's the implementation of it. I think it's a bit too defensive. That's on the manager. I do believe it is down to player quality. That's obviously not down to him. But ultimately, you should be getting back-to-back games. You should be winning more games. I'm sorry, these losses are not acceptable. So I'm not disregarding the faults of Amorim. I'm really not. I'm far from it. But what I would want to see is at least a summer being given for the manager. Let him get his players in. Let's see what he could
Sorry,
do.
sorry to cut in, mate. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Since when does a manager need their players to actually achieve something?
Listen, there are listen.
If he's this top all singing, all dancing coach that you gassed up, yeah,
right?
No, if you gassed up this manager, he's going to be the top boy. Oh yeah, look, we've got the Ivorian Messi, Zerkamp, yeah, baby Saeed, all these top players that you've got, yeah. Lenny Yoro, Ugarte, all these players you were gassing up. He's the top coach. When how comes he can't coach the players to be better than? Why does he now need more players?
Lee, don't forget the drip as well. Lee, you're
the drip. Yeah, turning up in his son's trousers every week on match day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
getting gassed off the Bista. Yeah, I call it Bista drip. That's Bista drip right there. You know what I mean? Because man's got some stuff.
This guy's crazy.
Yeah, some backroom stuff.
Listen, he's got that Moncler from 2014, bro. How's he got that still? Out of season stock, bro. What's that?
Man still got the Moncler from. Get the boy at the foil, you know what I'm saying? You know, the CB's place, you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, I'm telling you, the thing is, yeah, his backroom staff look like they went to uni with him, Saeed. I don't think they're qualified, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Did you see the goalkeeping coach? No wonder they can't save anything. He's about 90.
I'm telling you, your place, yeah, your crib right now is an absolute shit show, Saeed, because end of the day, yeah, I know Rasmus can't be saved, really. This guy is an absolute mess. Even
there's a lot that can't be saved, let's be honest.
When I was watching him against Leon, yeah, honestly, bro, I felt like a United fan because I was getting mad. Like, I wanted you, man, to lose, but I was watching how bad he was, and I'm like, yo, this is so unbelievable.
Bad, isn't it?
Speak for yourself. I loved it.
I love it. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, the football fan in me was like, bro, this is actually pathetic. Like, I saw man get the ball on like the wide area, and he just passed it off the pitch. And I'm like, what are you? You're getting paid over 100k a week, and you're doing this. You know what I mean? And then you've got Garnacho, right? Who I've already told you guys should not be starting week in, week out, but you're having to play him week in, week out because
no one else. Yeah.
You know what, Don?
He gave up on Rashford. Hold on, Roms. He gave up on Rashford, right? He gave up on Anthony, right? You got rid of Sancho. That wasn't really his fault. That was more on Ten Hag. Yeah, that was more on Ten Hag. But what I'm saying is he gave away a lot of the attacking options that he's got. So you can't really, you know, these guys that you've got right now, what did you really expect from them, bro? At least if you had Rashford and you had Anthony, I know they're not the greatest. I know they weren't on the greatest form, but that's still more firepower you can add to the team. Right now, you're literally depending on goals from Garnacho, Rasmus, Xerxes, who's good on the ball. He does all of that full play stuff, cool. But when it comes to actually scoring, man can't score, bro. You know what I mean?